Hello everyone, I'm Julia and welcome to Julia's Creations. I got this stamp set recently and I wanted to organize it nicely in a box where I can access everything easily without taking everything out of the box. And I wanted to share my method for creating a box in any size you need. If you want to see my method, keep on watching. First of all, you need to measure very well the surface you want to include in the box. In my case, I want to include all the stamps with the cardstock that stores them very nicely. And I'm measuring the length and the width. And I also need the height. So basically the maximum height of the objects I want to include in the box. And I'm taking a few millimeters as a buffer to allow the thickness of the cardstock that makes the box and make everything fit at the end of the day. So basically now we have a surface we want to include in the box. We measured that it was 11 by 19 centimeters in my case. And we had a height of, in my case, 4 centimeters. What we need to do is on each side of this surface we want to include in the box, we need to add 4 times the height. So twice the height on each side. This is how we go to the actual cardstock we need to cut for the base of the box. So in this case, we have 8 on each side. So we get a total of 35 centimeters as a length. And for the width, we will reach the 11 plus 8 plus 8 on each side. So we will get a 27 centimeters as width. So this is what we need to cut in the end for the base of the box. For the lid, we need to cut a piece that is 0.5 centimeters larger in length and in width. Respectively, if you work in inches, a quarter inch will suffice. Once I have the measurements for both of the cardstocks, I'm cutting them. You can notice it's slightly bigger on both of the dimensions of the cardstock, and this is what we want to do. And now we need to score. You need to score both the base and the lid of the box at once the height you want to have. So in my case, 4 centimeters, and then once again, double the height. So in my case, I'm scoring at 4 centimeters and at 8 centimeters. Unfortunately, my scoring board is only in inches. So as I'm working in centimeters, I need to mark where I want to score and then just use one of the notches at the top to do the scoring. In the end, you will just have something that looks like this with 2 scoring lines on each side. You want to cut out the corners as shown in this sketch and just make some slits in the areas I'm marking here. At the beginning, I would suggest to mark everything with a pencil. So when you are cutting, you just focus on cutting straight and you are not being confused on which kind of score lines do you have to cut. So I'm doing this also later on. When you do some boxes already, it will become very easy and you don't need to mark it on the cardstock. But for the beginning, I would really suggest doing so. And you want to cut basically in the center, or aim to cut in the center of the scoring line. And once you cut everything, you will have something that looks like this. What you need to do now is just fold it on the scoring lines you did previously on all sides. This is a very easy step to do. So now everything is folded and we can proceed to gluing everything together. I'm starting with the two small flaps and I'm applying carefully not a lot of glue on each of the flaps, and then I'm gluing them to the side, pressing a little bit in order to make sure that these small parts stick together, just applying a little bit of pressure, and then I will proceed to gluing basically the side flap. Be careful not to use too much glue because then it will kind of ooze out at the corners and you don't want to do that. In order to keep the sides in place until the glue is dry, I'm using some clips I got from the hardware store and also some clips that I got for my quilting. Any kind of clips will do. Clothespins will work just fine also. Once you are done with one side, you can proceed to the other side. So you don't need to wait. And the steps are the same, gluing everything together, first the small flaps and then the side of the box. And once they are a little bit dry, you can proceed to the other sides of the box to glue it. This process is at this point very, very simple. You just need to glue the side on itself. Repeat the steps for the other piece of cardstock, and now you will have two parts that will work very well together and will form your box. Now I proceed to see if everything fits well. In my case, it was a little bit snug, but I managed to make everything fit and I love how they look in the box. Now this step is optional, but what I like to do is cut some notches on each side of the box so that I can grab the lid very easily and take it out. And for this, I'm just marking the center of each of the sides, and I'm using a 1-inch circle punch to just cut, like I'm aiming about half of the circle punch, and I'm just cutting the notches on each of the sides. Now I have a box that fits perfectly my needs. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.